Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Brony Show, episode 429. I am your host, as always, here to bring you the fun and silliness of the Brony community for another week. I am, of course, Circuit Main. And I am also joined by a wonderful group of panelists here who are ready to come up with funny ideas, silly stories, and in this case, we're also going to invent a t-shirt. We are joined by DM21.
Rainbow's gearing up for rare
Yep.
pinball.
No, she's gonna spike a rare.
She'll be popular as Sonic soon enough.
Oh, there you go. We're also joined by Tech Stallion.
Yeah, that's me.
And we're also joined by Toakoi.
Hi, I'm not going to repeat a joke made in the pre-show because I like Circuit too much.
And we are also joined by VTuber, EVTuber, or VETuber. Either case, extraordinary anime guy, all around good stuff. Suki of the Otaku Ascended, who is muted, so he might not even be here right now.
I believe he is here in spirit.
Well, he's probably also there in the kitchen. So, Elemental PTuber. Oh, God damn. Oh, terrible.
You're horrible. You're horrible.
No. In any case, yeah, we're here to bring you all the fun and silliness of the Root community, and as mentioned, we are also going to be designing a t-shirt. The whole point of the t-shirt design here, right now, Celestia's Pancake Madness is still running quite rampant. However, we have it on good authority that the syrup has started to dry up, and that they're starting to run out of flour. So we believe that Celestia's Pancake Madness will start slowing down a little at a time, and hopefully by summer we'll all be able to go out into our homes and live sticky-free lives where we can enjoy a hamburger again. And of course, along with that, we're hoping that some conventions still have a physical presence this year. So in that regard, we are going to fire up a game of TKO and try design a quirky, fun, silly, stupid t-shirt for us to fix it up a bit so it's not just done in TKO colors, but actually made full artistry, and have everybody pick one up so we can wear it to conventions when they start up again.
I will say wearing a shirt that was made from a TKO shirt, it's not that bad of quality. They actually do get all your paint lines in there.
Oh no, I'm not doubting that, and I'm sure it's a great quality. The thing is, I want to be able to really put some back behind it. So, the same way that back at the last BronyCon, we had the Circuit Made shirt, where I needed a beer or 10, we're going to have that set up and designed a lot more rendered once we have something decided. But yeah, we're going to use TeePublic to basically make a t-shirt.
I still remember that shirt.
I have that shirt.
Side of it.
Yeah. And of course, it looks like he is back from, I believe, his foray in the kitchen. So everybody welcome the Elemental P-Tuber Suki.
Oh, you were talking to me. I thought you hadn't gotten there yet.
We did get to you actually, but you weren't around, so the intro video ran really short.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well,
yeah. Right, let's get into it here. Alright, so, best way to do it, to start up, of course, we gotta warm up our vocal cords and give Coldust a chance to relax and rest up a bit before he jumps in here. And what better way to do it than with a little bit of What's Up Brony? And I'm going to jump a little into this right off the bat here because, I do have a bit of a story that has been about 7 years in the making at this point and is about to reach its end, though unfortunately not the most pleasant of ends. So, a lot of you will know about things that have happened during the early parts of the show based on my history, essentially. and I don't exactly have the best familial relationship with my stepfather. And needless to say that essentially I had a large amount of debt at by the end of the day when I finally just cut away from him. So this debt, unfortunately, it was something I couldn't exactly pay on, so it was sitting and destroying my credit for several years, unfortunately causing quite a few problems, but nothing that hasn't exactly been severely detrimental.
Yet.
I'm getting to that part. So, about a week ago, I decided it was time for me to do my taxes. Hooray. And yeah, I know there's, on vaguely there, you know what, let me go ahead and get the chat room here so people can see the chat, our wonderful chat. But yeah, I'm kind of with you there, vaguely. They are a scam. However, unfortunately, it's a scam that we still use in our society here, so we do have to abide by them to some regard, which still sucks. It's beyond sucking. But back to point. So yeah, decided I was going to do my taxes, and a few days ago, I also got a letter from the company that that the loan was from for the large amount of money that my stepdad essentially hit me with. And it basically had a few lines. One of them being that they were essentially dismissing the debt. The form was for taxes. So it basically said that they're no longer going to pursue the debt. It's no longer going to show up on my credit. However, I still have to pay on the amount, even though it's being dismissed. So I still have to pay taxes on it regardless.
The taxman is never relenting.
The taxman is ever relenting. So I had to add that into my taxes, and despite the what I do in order to ensure that I get a pretty decent tax return every year for the last few years, it unfortunately ate into that quite a bit, and in fact I owe the IRS money for the first time in my life. And it's a 3-digit number, too, to add.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I will say this: it's only a 3-digit number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I'm upset.
Even worse.
I'm not gonna lie. I am upset. I am upset because I was hoping to start paying down my other debts and start trying to get out of all of the credit cards that I have, out of everything, so I could just start finally having an actual massive savings that I don't, is basically the, oh crap, if something goes wrong, I have this fund. Just more of a, okay, I have something in case I want to do something silly or I want to actually fix the house fund. Not, basically, it's not an oh shit fund.
Aren't conventions a big part of spending?
They are, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the conventions may have not been the best of idea, but at the same time, I wouldn't trade the fact that I went to conventions for the world. But I did do a lot of cost cutting to make those conventions happen, like going into a room with 4 or 5 other people. So I kept it relatively inexpensive at times. So yeah, the thing is that this was a 5-digit number that I originally owed. It's basically been cleared. After I pay off the taxes for it, I am free and clear of it. So, yes, I'm bitter, but it's not going to destroy me, which is what I was more afraid of than anything in the world, that one day they would come collect, and you guys probably wouldn't hear from me again as I work 2 jobs trying desperately to keep up my head afloat for the next several years. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
My mom went into... I'm not gonna go too much into it, but when she was raising me and my sister, she kind of got it. She kind of had to cut off her credit cards because she couldn't pay them back, and she paid them off a little bit over time, thanks to a credit company.
Yeah. By the way, guys, don't borrow money unless you intend to pay it off as quickly as possible. Credit cards aren't. I'm not going to say
on a life of their own.
credit cards are good for emergencies, but do not use them for daily spending unless you know exactly what you're doing and you pay them off immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you do
yeah,
not sit
like
on those
I
things.
definitely still have a credit card that I don't know when I'm going to be able to pay that damn thing off, but I will say this: at the very least, one of my debts is very close to being cleared. I will have my car paid off in probably 3-4 months.
Nice. I like that. That's
Speaking of
nice.
which, never mind. I'll talk to
So yeah,
them.
that's $200 a month. I don't have to fork over to the company.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. The other reason I bring this up though is unfortunately this also does put a bit of a dent in plans that I may have had for the 10th anniversary of the show. Since our anniversary is coming up in 3 months, and now I just got a nice little sinkhole in my savings. Not to say we aren't going to do anything for our 10th anniversary. It's just probably not going to be a massive, awesome project with videos and voicing and singings and songs and we're not going to be able to do
Okay.
anything too extravagant, unfortunately, and that really is a shame. But
Okay, have you given any thought of going easy on the pony merchandise this year and
never.
shift it towards?
Actually, in all honesty, there's not a whole lot left in the way of pony merchandise that I would go after anyway.
I meant if there's any cons open this
The
year
only
where you do
pony
open
merch
up.
really would be fan made stuff, and that's a lot of thinking.
Actually, I've gotten down on that stuff as well. I'm not. I mean, yeah, I've into quite a bit of merch, but I've had to cut that out to begin with just because of everything going on. But yeah,
Unless it was something you really wanted.
of course, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna spend like $200 on a nice little sparkly poster that I'm only gonna have up for 3 days. No, that's insane.
Exactly. I don't even buy posters because
Well,
the amount of times I moved throughout my childhood, I'm like thinking, nope, it'll just be torn down and eventually be crumpled up. So why even bother buying another poster to replace it or to put up on my wall again and again?
yeah, I get you on that. I get you. Well, in any case, so yeah, just a little bit of up and down news on my part, but yeah, it was a heck of a week. Man, at least a big annoying black chapter of my life is almost over. So it's good news overall, just bittersweet as an ending, I suppose. But I've taken up enough time. Does anybody else have any other What's Up, Brony to jump in here with?
I think
Over the course of the weekend, I actually rearranged my entire kitchen with my mother because she wanted to clean. That was not fun moving a refrigerator just to move it back.
All right. And anybody else have any?
I had a
Yeah.
I had a pretty good day, but I heard some unfortunate news about a certain 80s actor.
Uh,
One does.
More like 90s, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
I think it
90s.
was 90s. I think it was 90s.
I
I
saw
was
it in
having trouble.
'89.
No,
So,
it was definitely 90s. I remember seeing the show come up
I remember
anytime I
Saved by
would.
the Bell. I just wasn't sure if it was in mid 80s, late 80s, or early 90s because I was so young at the time.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, they did have Zach Morris had that like giant cell phone thing going on. That was kind of an 80s staple.
Yeah.
And even though Dustin Diamond had a, let's say, checkered Hollywood history, it's a shame he lost his battle with stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
yeah. And also, yes, it was August 20th, 1989.
So barely 80s.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So if anybody, yeah, Dustin Diamond or Screech from Saved by the Bell, unfortunately, has passed away, and yeah, he's in his 40s, no less. So early 40s. That really is a shame.
Oh, cancer does not discriminate. It does not care of age. It happens.
I know. It's still a shame.
You
And
can
it-
be healthy as a horse, and the cancer could still pop up on you.
yeah. So anybody else have any other What's Up, Brony that's less dour?
Other than that, I'm working 5 days a week from Tuesday to Saturday, and I only work like 12 days in. The rest are 5 hours.
Yeah. All right.
I'll get more money.
Right. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on then. We do got a bit of news here, so let's jump into it. First off, I do have a special shout out that I was requested to give. Let's see. So, Commander Something recently commissioned a few busts from an artist, and he wanted to show them off a little bit here, as well as give a shout out to the artist in case people wanted to get some art, because yeah, it's always fun to shout out an artist people may not know about, and it looks like they also do stickers here. So here's the Commander Something bus.
They are very awesome.
I mean, two of them look like they're from D&D. One of them looks like from Fallout.
From your own adventure. A few years back.
Hold on. Yeah, these are all characters from his Tumblr.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, the Fallout looking one is Bandit. I forget the other two, but he didn't mention them.
Alright.
I know he did the Griffin.
I guess the guys were
or
just
Fallout
being
as well.
I guess the guys were just being a little overexcited, Commander Something.
Who's being a little... What?
He says he thought you would bring this up during content creation.
Sorry, I just wanted to jump in right into it because you were so excited about getting it notified, so I figured, plus it is kind of an advertisement, so I figured it fits. But yeah, Kukote, or the Pine Cone right now on Twitter. If you want to check them out, we'll be sure to put it in our show notes here as well. But yeah, it looks like right now they're doing a big fundraiser because of a car bill that came out of nowhere. And yeah, they do headshots for a pretty good price. Yeah, sticker headshots no less. See, look at that. So yeah, if you're at all curious, be sure to check it out. Check our show notes as well. We will have the a link to the person's Twitter over there. But yeah, that is a big shout out that Commander Something wanted to shout out, and we have shouted it out.
Yeah, they are amazing, and Commander himself is amazing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, she does a lot more than just headshots, so be sure to check it out altogether. If you really like the art style, just, reach out to the artist to see what their prices are. Alright, and with that, let's go ahead and delve into some more news. Now, of course, we mentioned conventions. We should probably mention the upcoming conventions, mostly the China Tianfu BronyCon, which is coming up in 3 days and 7 hours over in China. And this is going to be a physical convention from the looks of it. So if you happen to be in China and you're feeling brave, you can go ahead and check it out. Oh, is this in English? Oh, it is in English. Look at that.
Moving on.
Thank you, Twitter, my old friends. You can't zoom into a freaking image. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, if you are at all curious, check it out. But it does look like they have a actual convention going on. Along with that, this weekend has HarmonyCon Online with their online convention. Unfortunately, we're still, even though we are starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel, so let's just Pancake Madness. We are still quite into it. So, HarmonyCon is going to be doing an online convention in the next few days. And so if you want to have a nice little shot of Pony just before Valentine's, it's a good way to do it. Though it looks like they are excited. They are setting up to do another convention next year over in Dallas. Over at the Sheraton. Yeah, maybe we'll see if we can drag Blinked over there. Alright, and with that, let's get into other news. Yay, buzzing. Alright! That's okay. I'm just having fun with that. Equestria Girls Friendship Games is set to leave at the beginning of March. So if you have not seen this yet, and I don't know why you haven't, you may want to jump in on it and take a look. Granted, this isn't the first time that an Equestria Girls movie has been set to leave and doesn't end up leaving, and the contract gets extended. But who knows what could happen at this point, especially
I think
since
it was Legend of Everfree or Rainbow Rocks that left Netflix.
I think it was Legend of Everfree. I think Rainbow Rocks is still there, or it could be the other way around. But there's also been a few cases where the pony episodes have been set to expire, but they didn't. Granted, now we're in streaming wars now, so it could change. Things
I
could
wouldn't be
easily
surprised
change.
if it would all move to Amazon Prime Video because the 9th season is over there.
No, it's in Hulu.
On
Well,
Hulu.
I wouldn't be surprised if it went to Hulu. I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be really surprised if it goes somewhere else, like maybe HBO Max. Could you imagine that? That'd be terrible.
Right now, Hulu is killing it with Animaniacs.
Well, the crazy thing is, we don't know where it might end up because Hasbro could just make their own. Because look at their library.
Hey, vaguely,
It
don't
very well
forget.
be, because they removed Transformers Prime about 4 or 5 years ago from Netflix, so that something in the works could be for a new streaming platform.
Or they're just not going to put it up anymore. In either case, vaguely, make sure you grab my parrot and peg leg. Oh, sorry, IRC chat. IRC chat's a pain. I apologize. I'll try to keep looking at that. Doesn't scroll unless I have it up and actually visible because Windows doesn't like me anymore. But let's go ahead and move on, though. We do got a few little bits of news here and there. So here's the fun one. Kidscreen article has revealed new movie details, including setting, lore, and more. And, of course, I'm taking some of this information with a grain of salt. But it
So am I, which is not why I'm not freaking out about this.
Well, I wouldn't freak out.
Until I see it for myself, I'll make my judgment then. Or
Right.
when more concrete information comes out during the model year.
Okay. But yeah, looks like the movie and Generation 5 is looking to expand on everything that happened in both the Generation 4 and Pony Life. How they're going to be able to expand on both of those things is kind of questionable at best, but it might be that they do from both sides. They both do the more serious quote unquote stories as well as maybe just little snippets, or who knows? But it looks like Generation 5 is going to step off of Generation 4, so we may have the same world, we may have the same places, maybe new places built off of that.
Style and a couple of centuries ahead, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot that could happen with this. Or for all we know, they could do alternate dimension thing where it's just like where the G4 was a show and then they got a bunch of ponies in that
You mean
world.
like a branching timeline?
Yeah, who knows?
Actually, more like Digimon Tamers, because that had.
That's why I
the
said
original
branching
and
timeline.
sequel.
That's why I said
No.
branching timeline, Toa.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot it could happen right now, though we do know that they are trying to tie it into Generation 4 one way or another. And that's
It's not
the
branching timeline, it's just another iteration. Okay, never mind, I got that screwed up for a minute.
At this point, we just need to wait and see.
pretty much, but at least we have an idea that it is around the Generation 4 era. Well, or at least the Generation 4 lore. So we'll see what happens from there. It still has me somewhat excited regardless. So I'm happy to see that, they're not throwing everything away, but I'm also concerned because, they're not starting from scratch. They may build off of it and who knows how they'll take it, but we'll hope for the best.
They could have reused some old villains, but the old villain roster from G1 Generation 1 isn't that expansive.
The only one we haven't seen yet is the actual witches and Katrina.
And the lava
That's
monster, whose name escapes me at the moment.
There's a lot that we could get into if we really wanted, but let's just let it be, let it lie where it's at right now until we get more info. So moving on, the new chibi figures that we mentioned last week, which are currently running a Kickstarter, it looks like the Equestria Daily did manage to get a hold of a few of them and got in close and personal to look at the detail, and yeah, these guys have some crazy detail on them.
A part of that's also the printer settings that they had.
True, but that's still some crazy detail regardless. I mean,
Must have a pretty bomb-ass printer to make that.
yeah, I mean, look at the Kieran here. You could see the scales and everything.
Well, also a part of this is after cleanup, unless they are not PLA but resin.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, this might...
It's one of those things that even if you have no supports, there's stuff there that needs supports.
And or they could be they got a ridiculously expensive 3D printer that can do this kind of stuff.
True, but even then,
Well, we'll see what happens with it. But you know, if any of you were on the fence and weren't sure what to think of the figures, if they were just going to look like little blobs or if they actually had some mad detail on them, they got some mad detail on them, and I guess that kind of makes me a little more annoyed that I'm not going to be able to jump in on this and get into the Kickstarter. But those of you who are watching this, the Kickstarter is still live for 3 more days. If you're watching the...
well, also they are letting the files be out, so anyone.
I'm just going to mute Toa because I need to try to finish one of these stories without it taking 5 minutes. So, Chibi Pony Adventure figures, if you are curious about getting into it, whether the files or the figures or both, you can still jump into it while it's live, and it may also have set up a backer Kickstarter, or you may even be able to contact them and get them afterwards, especially since the pledging has done so monumentally well that it's easily... It's almost... Actually, it's over 10 times the amount that they had for a goal. Alright, so moving on to the next little bit of...
expecting much, but they ended up with a larger sum, which is awesome.
Oh no, they weren't expecting much, but it doesn't cost much to make these. But the fact that everybody is so hyped up for them is also a really awesome thing. And also you can get a skeleton pony with battered wings. I mean, look at that thing. That's freaky as hell. Moving on. So, those of you who like pony videos and you want a nice little shot of all of the great videos that came out last year, the top 25 has come out from Little Shy FIM. So, we're just going to shout that out. Check it out if you want to see more all of the awesome videos that came out this year. Moving on. The Guardian has released a list of things that you could do to make the Celestia's Pancake Madness less boring. Apparently, drawing ponies was actually one of them. So everybody, not only are we trying to help you increase your artistic talents, we're also a great way to not get bored during the pandemic.
Also bringing families together.
Well, we don't want to do that. Okay. Bring families together. Hopefully good. Hopefully in good ways. Yes. Therapy horse. Yes. Therapy horse is best therapy horse. Moving on. And this one I'm excited for. Them's Fightin' Herds is a finalist for Fighting Game of the Year by the DICE Awards.
Did we play this in 2018 or no? Did we play this in 2019?
I would bet money we did it in 2019. I don't think we've played it at all this year, though. I mean, last year.
Seeing this post reminded me to maybe bring up maybe we should post another one of these this year.
Oh no, we'll definitely do another one this year, and I would like to take a look at it, especially I think the GOAT may have come out now.
Yeah, I think the GOAT's out now.
So, yeah, there's good reason to check it out. But yes, Them's Fightin' Herds is currently a finalist along with Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, and EA Sports UFC 4.
If EA Sports Live wins, I lost all hope.
I don't think it will, but who knows? Maybe they did. I mean, this I haven't seen any. No, wait, was it UFC 4 the one where they started doing mid advertisements in the middle? Oh dear world. Okay, yeah. No, I hope they don't. I hope it doesn't win. But I think in all honesty, as much as I would like them to win, Grand Blue Fantasy is also really, really good, and I can't knock the strides that Mortal Kombat 11 has done. So
No one can.
yeah, so it's
but
going
the main
to
six crew really did a what really turned the fan game that was shut down by Hasbro into something special with Lauren Faust helping them out with the lore.
Yeah, I mean, that is just amazing to actually even be a finalist at the end of this, which that is that is beyond amazing.
I know, right? Even if it doesn't win, it'll be #1 in our hearts.
Well, even if it doesn't win, it made a finalist in an entire genre. I don't care who you are. That takes a lot to get there. And the best part about this list, it's not completely drenched with Last of Us Part 2. Yes, I'm still bitter about that.
So am
We
I.
all
Okay.
are.
The awards game show late last year was just a shill fest.
We're gonna leave it alone. We
Yeah, let's move on.
no, we just got
Yeah,
too
let's
much.
move
We got
on
too
before
much
I
to
go on
do.
the rant.
We got a lot to do and less time to do it in. So, issue 94 of the My Little Pony comic has been released. This one is dealing with Pinkie Pie's first date with cheese sandwich. Oh God, did I read that?
Pinkie Rarity ships it.
Apparently they all ship it. I mean, look at... Okay, Rarity ships it more. Applejack is questioning it, apparently.
Second, may I remind you that there are 2 of them now, soon to be 3.
Weird Al,
How
I took your waifu.
how fast do you think she breathes? Anyway,
You don't want that. Do not want the answer questioned.
no, we
Do not
don't.
answer the question you do not want answered.
Yeah. I know, it's just kind of funny that 3 of them are in awe, one of them's questioning, and the other one is basically living out their shipping fantasy somehow.
Rarity is a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
Look how many potential partners she had.
But I find it more hilarious that only one of the covers has anything to do with it. The other one is an awesome little view of Pinkie Pie showing the other ponies the stars, which it still reminds me of that Trigium painting. And the other one, I'm not gonna lie, this thing looks generic as hell. I mean, it's
I
not
hope
bad.
They don't set aside this generic one for me.
It's not bad. It just feels so generic. And of course, my
It's a higher quality generic art piece, at least.
Yeah, but if you're curious about the story or want to see how it unfolds, you can still check out the first 3 pages through the preview that they also have set up. And oh, okay, that's hilarious. They're trying to make the statue of the sisters and ice sculptures. Okay. No.
Actually,
I
one
think
of them.
I think it's a
believe
stone
so.
sculpture.
But yeah, of course, it's got the comic art that we all know and love. The characters acting up as silly as they always do. So yeah,
Lorraine was fine in season 9, but here, after she's learned not to sweat the small stuff, it feels a little bit out of place.
She will still sweat the small stuff.
No,
This is just one of those times where she's not.
well, I'll tell you what. Here we go. You can see her freaking out right there in that image. While I quickly deal with a lot of noise that's coming out from the corner over here.
Yep.
Expression is frantically funny, at least.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on here. Ship It Show. Apparently, they have a 3rd segment. The 3rd segment stars horse famous people. That's right. The Terra Strong Ship It Show actually has the Brony fandom involved with it. As you can see, the manliest Brony is there.
All hail the manliest Brody. We are unworthy.
Shippers
we
love-
are unworthy.
But yeah, so yeah, if you want.
Dusty Cat is just a humble dude. Don't
No.
don't freak him out, Toa.
No, Dusty Cat is awesome, and so are the others that are here. You know, they're awesome people. It's nice that they all have a chance to be on the show and probably talk about shipping. You know, I haven't had a chance to really check it out yet, and now they got 3 parts to it. How much more can we take? And finally, last little bit of fun silliness. A new pony ASMR has been released, and this one is the great and powerful librarian Trixie, apparently. So I guess if you want to hear Trixie kind of prattle to herself and to you for 20 minutes as a librarian, now you can do that as you try to sleep soundly or go into a light meditation of some sort.
Twilight would probably like this.
Trixie going off as I think this would be Twilight's nightmare. This wouldn't be a meditation for Twilight. This would be like terrifying, wouldn't it?
It involves books. How bad can it be?
I don't know. I guess that's a question. All right, and with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the challenge of the week. Now, yes, unfortunately, in the last month, the challenges have not exactly been jumped on. Granted, I know January is just one of those months everybody feels exhausted. I think everybody's just like completely dragged their feet this whole last month. Anybody else been feeling that?
I wouldn't really notice.
Okay, most people would be dragging their feet. Anybody else been feeling that, or is it me?
Nah, I think it's just the world.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, the challenge of the week was a rock or rocks. But we also had the protest initiative challenge. The protest initiative challenge. The challenge that protests the challenges that I give every week in order to encourage the creation of anything from writing to music to mime skills to paper puppetry. And the protest initiative challenge.
We went to go get bagels. The challenge was home, open quote, improvement, end quote.
Oh, right.
So how did you improve the home?
Alright. Well, looks like we have 2 entries in regards to this. Of course, one of them is by yours. You know what, vaguely, I feel it. I think everybody's just feeling tired in general with both the end of the holidays, and being stuck at home and not being able to do much. I can imagine everybody's just feeling
And
blah.
last year.
We're still in it this year. So, any case,
Eggs hasn't stopped yet, and it just keeps coming, and it just keeps coming.
yeah. Unfortunately, she ordered the breakfast scramble, so it's taking longer. It's taking longer than we would like, but we're trying to hold in there, trying to keep things light and festive and fun as best we can, so we don't completely lose our minds. So here's Sergey completely losing his mind. So he's decided that the renovation of the bar needs to be done. We need to add an extra room to the bar. And unfortunately, rocks do not make for good hammers. Granted,
Have you been watching Home Improvement again?
Where did you put the other hammers?
I have no idea. I think he just decided when he was outside, we need to start working on the house. And instead of going to get proper tools, he just grabbed a rock and started trying to hammer boards to the building. I'm not.
So you went crazy. Okay.
No, he's just not. Not a clever. This is not a clever pony here. Granted, this one I tried working a little bit more with dimensions and perspective here. Apparently, I did really well, and then when I tried to extend the building side here, I goofed it up a bit so it kind of looks like the back of the wall of the building is warping.
It's not bad, but it is kind of warping, like you say.
Yeah, so that was just one of those hindsight things, because I didn't even notice until I posted it to an artboard for a quick critique, and it was like, it looks great, except you got that one thing where it looks like the wall is bending. Like, it doesn't. Oh, I actually see it, and it's so clear. And this is why you use rulers when you're drawing.
Yep. Rulers are good.
But yeah, at least the joke came across. Just Circuit kind of trying to build an extension to the house and not doing a good job of it.
I was hoping with Home Improvement we'd get a story of someone doing something stupid.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Ponyman 64 couldn't think of
Yeah.
anything. It's okay, Ponyman. I get you. But we did have one other
Life happens.
entry, though. I'm not. This kind of feels like an entry that should have been from last week. Wait, what the hell? What? Oh, I see. That's what happened. Okay, let me retrace this. Sorry, Toa. Toa did
No,
two
good, man.
entries. Toa did two entries, and for some reason, only one of them is showing up. So when I clicked on the link, lo and behold, it suddenly gave me a different image.
Discord be doing Discord.
It's another pony bunny costume and Toa.
Right?
So that one is for the stuff last week, Clog and Plush, and I'm actually intrigued to see that you've changed a little bit of what you were doing to get that plushy feel to it.
Actually, that is an older image from a toy store shelf that I just reused for a plush.
Oh. Now, see, you could have said you made something new, and it would
I
have been...
did. I made everything but that new.
So you made several black blocks and a couple of white blocks new, and the actual toy is.
What is this Clog supposed to be in? What type of plumbing is this?
I'm not sure either. It doesn't even look like a plush. It looks like somebody shoved their Turbo Man down a freaking sinkhole
Is it
here.
supposed to be a cutaway of a
Turbo Man
two-basin sink?
It's a Turbo Man! Quickly shove it down the garbage disposal! The Turbo Man must not live! He's freaking small soldier here.
But yes, I actually tried to be like, I have a base image, but I want to have an actual scene rather than just.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright,
The
so,
other one.
and here's the other one, Home Improvement. Toa, this looks dangerously close to something that
This is me coming out after you did your whole.
It's like
I'm
somebody
going
failed the
crazy.
first time and then tried for the second time.
Yeah, but if you lose the fact that that's supposed to be a house, it looks like standing in a grave.
You know what? I'll take standing at a grave. I will take standing at a grave because the other option I did not like.
Rest in peace, Angel Bunny.
Oh,
Maybe this is where we buried the Toa Koi small soldier after we shredded it at the garbage disposal.
so I like it.
Okay. Alright.
Also, what was it? All right, Home Improvement and wanting IRC pop outs and
No, it's the rock.
A rock and home improvement.
Well,
that's right.
I was trying to replicate Circuit's drawing as if he was done, until just being like, I don't think so, boss. Hence a double pun on the home improvement.
The only problem with that is, at least mine, that looks like it's just a haphazard guess of work with the boards going everywhere. These are suspiciously, actually, the way these are, can I make just a small critique on perspective on this one?
Shoot.
I have no idea how this is actually looking the way it is unless I nailed it to the corner of the house somehow.
You probably did, given how you just was going haphazardly somehow.
But, I mean, even, I got nothing.
Circuit. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, you know it's proper home improvement. There we go. So Toa is in the win. He's in the lead.
He's the only
Makes
entry
you
we
feel
got this week, so yeah, he does win. He wins by default.
I will say, Circuit, I really like your drawing too.
Thank you.
Both of you. You are doing great.
Alright, but yeah, those were the entries that we got, and with that, we of course have next week's challenge. And what will next week's challenge be? What will it be? What will it be?
You are the masters of that domain. I'm just the artist trying to fulfill your request.
Frisbee!
Ooh, fun.
Frisbee.
Frisbee!
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention that hard. I thought you said Brisbee. I was like, we're doing Secret of Nim now?
Miss Frisbee, throw the frisbee.
Miss Frisbee, don't get squished by the frisbee.
But that's the challenge for next week.
What are
And
we going
also,
to tell our children?
um,
That the world sucks.
and they should have been playing golf. But we also have the Protest Initiative Challenge.
Mm. Mm. Mm-mm.
Eating something?
Mm.
I was not ready for you to throw to me. I just shoved a bagel into my mouth, which brings me right into what the Protest Initiative Challenge is this week. And that is bagels.
So we got frisbee and bagels.
Indeed, bagels.
Sounds perfect. So, Frisbees and bagels.
And if you want to combine the two, go for it. Have fun.
Yep, and you can make it whatever you want. You can just have a scene of them at a picnic, and you just happen to have a frisbee and a bagel on the desk. Who cares?
If you want, you could have a pony who is very confusedly putting cream cheese onto a frisbee. I will accept this answer.
You can have a pony that's trying to win a game of froth with a bagel too.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we know where to put the golf ball.
But with that, we got frisbee and bagels.